More Kingdom Hearts goodness along with some incredibly exciting retro game news for PlayStation 5. Guys, welcome back to another episode of Sea Salt Snippets. Alright, I apologize for not showing my gorgeous face today. I am currently sick and look a little bit like this. We've got some very exciting and great news from the Japanese Kingdom Hearts Twitter account, with them mentioning that the texture enhancement that is coming to the Steam version of the classic Kingdom Hearts games come June 13th will be applied to the EGS versions of the game on the same day. So for anyone that owns the EGS versions, you'll receive an update on June 13th that will give you all of the texture enhancements for Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, and Dream Drop Distance in 2.8. A lot of us were kind of sighing that we'd have to purchase Kingdom Hearts for the 46th time just in order to get the definitive edition that would be on Steam with the texture enhancements, but don't worry, it is coming to EGS. Though that being said, I am most certainly purchasing it for the 46th time, just so I can have it a part of my Steam library. I do think that there would have been a little bit of an uproar if Square Enix hadn't applied the texture enhancements to the EGS versions, because honestly, no reason why they shouldn't. However, people are curious to know if the console versions of the Kingdom Hearts games will receive this update. Now, obviously, there's no word on this. I would say it's pretty unlikely for it to happen just because it's a little bit more additional work for Square Enix to apply it to the console versions, though of course, nothing too difficult or tricky. And looking at the PlayStation 4 and 5, they most certainly could handle the enhanced textures for those classic Kingdom Hearts titles. And also the resolution on the PlayStation 4 Pro and PlayStation 5 is 4K, so yeah, absolutely, the games would benefit from this texture enhancement update on consoles. These kind of HD texture packs though are generally only ever a PC type of thing, unfortunately. But who knows, maybe there might be some announcement after that of the Steam release. I don't know, maybe if we cry and moan and enough, Square Enix might do it. But for the time being, this is PC only. Great to know it's coming to EGS. So it looks like we've pretty much got a date for when the Kingdom Hearts Missing Link pre-registration will go live. In case you guys have been living under a rock, the Japanese and English websites for Kingdom Hearts Missing Link were recently updated to mention that pre-registration is coming soon. By the way, the most fantastic thing about this is both of the websites were updated, English and the Japanese site. This tells us that we're most likely going to be getting a simultaneous worldwide release for Missing Link. You guys should remember that for Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, the global and Japanese versions were completely out of sync. Whenever there would be an update, it would mean that the global version would have to wait anywhere from 2 to 4 months in order to receive what the Japanese version had already received. Basically, we were always spoiled by the Japanese version, and it seems as if that's not going to be the case here. Hell, even looking at the release of Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, it came out in 2015 in Japan. It wasn't until 2016 that we got it for global. So Square Enix are obviously doing things a little bit different this time around, which is great to see. We've seen that Square Enix over time with Kingdom Hearts have been closing the release difference for different locations. This used to be a really bad thing back in Kingdom Hearts' past, where for Power Region, it would release on a different day. For NTSC regions, it would release on a different day. And for JP, well, sometimes they get a Kingdom Hearts game like 8 months before anyone else. However, a new piece of Kingdom Hearts merch recently dropped. Kingdom Hearts wafer packs that include a chocolate wafer and a little collectible card. This is actually the second run of these wafer packs. The first run happened during the Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary. This one is more so themed around Kingdom Hearts Missing Link. Now, a Japanese Twitter user pointed out that there is also an additional slip inside these wafer packs that talks about Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, and that pre-registration as of right now is open, which we know as of right now it currently isn't. The thing is, these wafer packs aren't meant to release until June 4th. So that's June 4th Japanese time, so that would mean June 3rd for the US, meaning next Monday. It really seems as if Square Enix are completely gearing up for the full-blown Missing Link release date. I honestly was expecting a third beta to take place for Missing Link for the US. It's just really strange to me that they didn't beta test over in the US and only in Japan, UK, and Australia. At the same time too though, I am happy because this just means that, alright, we're done with the whole beta testing phase. we are now staring towards full-blown release period, baby. Because it pretty much looks like pre-registration is going to be opening next week, I would absolutely say that we are in for a brand new Missing Link trailer very shortly, either on the day of pre-registration to just advertise the fact that, hey, pre-registration is open, or in the coming days after. As I've been talking about, I really do hope we get to see more of that CG opening for the game input into a trailer. And hopefully too, this will also show us more of the Disney content, the Disney worlds in Missing Link, because right now we've only seen Tangled. Next up, we got some general PlayStation news here. I absolutely have to talk about this because it just gets me so excited, and we've been waiting so long, dude. 5 years. So PlayStation recently confirmed that 3 new PlayStation 2 games are finally coming to the Classics catalog for PlayStation Plus Premium members on June 11 as part of the Days of Play. This is huge. I want to say monumentally massive because, dude, it has been since 2019 since the last PlayStation 2 game was added to the PlayStation Store. They kind of dropped the ball and fumbled. Ace Combat 5 was added to the store in January of 2019, and like since then it's just been radio silence. They just sort of gave up on bringing PS2 classics to the service, and it's insane. Like only 55 games as of right now, so it'll be 58 with these 3 new titles being added that exist out of like the 4,000 odd PS2 games that are out there for them to bring to the store. It's insane. For quite some time now, I want to say like a couple of years, there have been rumors that Sony have been quietly working on a brand new PlayStation 2 emulator to bring more PS2 games to PS4 and PS5, and this is the first look at that. Just like the PlayStation Portable emulator that Sony used to be able to play the PSP classics that are currently available on the PlayStation Store, the PS2 emulator here will work very much the same. So there is up rendering, you've got the rewind function, quick save, video filters. We also know that the PSP classics and some of the PlayStation 1 classics also do have trophy support, so hopefully we can also expect trophy support for these upcoming PlayStation 2 games as well, just like the other PlayStation 2 games that are currently available on the store. Most importantly, the 3 new PS2 games that are coming to the store is Star Wars: The Clone Wars, we've got Tomb Raider Legend, but most importantly, Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus. Wait a minute. Did Sony Computer Entertainment just recognize our boy? It has seemed nothing short of a fever dream to get something like the Sly Cooper games, as well as the Ratchet & Clank classic games and the old God of Wars as part of this PlayStation 2 lineup of classics, because it's just mind-boggling that these games haven't yet been added to the service since Sony announced PlayStation 2 games for the PlayStation Store way back in 2015. It is a fantastic look on PlayStation's behalf to actually include a PS2 game that really, honestly, truly matters. I'm sorry, no disrespect to Clone Wars or Tomb Raider Legend. I'm sure, you know, a few people grew up with these games and had a fantastic time, but it's the raccoon. So hopefully this means that Sly 2 and Sly 3 will eventually get added as well, along with the other important PlayStation 2 titles like Ratchet & Clank God of War, the ones that should have been on the service an incredibly long time ago. Now, the catch here is that it does mention over on the blog that these 3 titles will be available for premium members. And I know some people are a little bit annoyed with this, like they don't want to have to pay for a subscription service just to play one classic game, and it's going to be really annoying if Sony start this trend of the only way you can play these classics is if you are on the highest tier. Do keep in mind that for a lot of the PSP and PS1 classics that they have brought to the PlayStation Store, a lot of these have been offered individually to just one-time purchase. You don't actually have to be a part of PlayStation Plus. So fingers crossed this does happen with these 3 titles. And last up for today, the PlayStation State of Play is in fact happening tomorrow. I was kind of losing hope there for a bit because we've been hearing rumors and stuff throughout the entirety of this month. Nothing was happening, though they tend to do their State of Plays like right at the end of May for their big sort of June showcase, so it is happening. Now, this is exciting because, as I've been mentioning, in regards to Kingdom Hearts at least, any single major gaming showcase is pretty much viable at this point. From here on forward, I'm not writing Kingdom Hearts 4 off. I've seen a lot of people saying that because Square Enix are trying to break away from console exclusivity, that this means that any sort of console-specific publisher-orientated showcase is completely off the table. That is wild to think. PlayStation have a long-running history of showcasing third-party partners. Even if there is no timed exclusivity or console exclusivity tied to Sony, or even looking at Microsoft and Xbox for that matter, these are still prime places for new information on different gaming franchises that don't necessarily have exclusive ties to these platforms. What my bones are telling me is I'm still leaning more towards Summer Games Fest in all honesty, but it will be interesting to see what we get out of tomorrow's showcase. However guys, that's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning on in. Be sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up with everything that's going on here. Check out my other garbage social media platforms. A big thank you to my wonderful patrons. I appreciate the support. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and we'll talk real soon.